He wants to know if you sort of sing when you produce those different voices. How do you produce it?
No, you
Demonstrate it. Also nur beim Atmen, ja.
Nur beim Atmen, nicht bei dem Geräusch.
Nicht zur Tonerzeugung.
Das ist nur die...
Do it once again. We want to watch it, what you're doing with your throat. That's it.
But you sing this one.
Ja. Hast gemerkt. Ja.
Ich wollte fragen, ob es die Instrumente in verschiedenen Größen gibt.
Well, the instruments are in different sizes.
Yeah, they're like people. They come in big, small,
Wie
fat,
Menschen.
skinny,
Große, dicke,
straight,
magere,
twisted.
fette.
Wie wird das Instrumenten gemacht?
Trunk of a tree, and the white ants or termites eat their way through the middle, and eat all the middle, and leave it all hollow, and that's how the instrument's made, all natural.
Dürfen das Kinder auch schon spielen?
Can children play the didgeridoo too? Ja? Probier. Mach mal so.
How do you produce this tone? Do you talk with your mouth or
It's a lot in
do it again without the instrument?
well, I'll do dingo bark for
Bingo.
dog bark.
Ich
And
hätte
I'll
eine
play a
Frage.
foot tapping dance called a nyambi for him.
Macht ein
I enjoyed very much the music. I think that's just the right expression, a very good impression of Australia, the landscape and also the culture of Aborigine. And I had been there in the desert, so I really can see what this music means and how this man played the didgeridoo. This the combining of the white and the black culture, I think that's absolutely good. And George Dreyfus made it in a very, very good way.
Well, I think it's beautiful for you to come. I'm thrilled. Did you have a good flight?
No problems, yeah, slept all the way.
Oh, terrific. Yeah, well, I've been...
They looked after us in the air, you know.
Yeah, well, I've been to Scotland first, conduct a band concert, and then I went to London trying to do business, which all failed.
Oh yeah, I was trying to do some business in London too. Bought 3 newspapers at the airport.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Also, meine Herren, es freut mich sehr, den Herrn Richard Walley, der besonders von Perth gekommen ist, um das Stück, das Didgeridoo Sextett mit Ihnen zu spielen. Und es freut mich sehr, dass ich Ihnen vorstellen kann.
Wir freuen uns sehr. Perth ist eine wunderschöne Stadt.
Ja, ihr wart ja alle da. Natürlich. Ihr wart ja da, vor 2 Jahren wart ihr da. Ja. Im Perth-Fest. Also ich hoffe, dass alles gut klappen wird.
Kein Problem. No problem? No problem. No problem. No problem. Jetzt gibt's no problem.
Also wenn ich nicht Musiker wäre, könnte ich das nicht drüber reden. Aber ich entschuldige mich, aber ich verstehe doch, dass wenn Sie es dann, die Stellen, die in Achtel dirigieren, dann verliert es natürlich an Tempo, an Excitement.
Ja, aber das
Ja, ihr seid so ordentlich, nicht? Sonst ist ich muss ihm noch ein bisschen mit ihm reden. Ich glaube, in den Solos macht er nicht zu viel. Am Ende ist er toll, nicht, muss man sagen. Ja. Was er am Ende macht im Exciting und am Anfang macht das wunderbar. Aber er sollte doch ein bisschen mehr verschieden. Finden Sie das auch nicht? Nein, er weiß nicht. Er muss es selbst entscheiden, aber er soll verschiedene Sachen für die Instrumente.
Schön.
Und jetzt,
das wird die Sensation des ganzen Abends.
Ja, es ist schon die
Das ist doch gar nicht dagegen.
so.
Ja, wie klingt das hinten? Decken wir es zu oder?
Nein,
aber
überhaupt
nicht.
nicht.
Ich meine,
noch verstärken.
eine Idee. Das
klingt dann erbärmlich, wenn der
Ja, ich glaube, das ist nicht
leider nicht immer. Das kann doch der Eckert, macht Eckert.
was anfangen. Terrific. First class.
Very inspiring address, and now what we're doing here, we're going out in the last quarter, we're about 5 goals down, and this is going to be the big move coming from the back. And he spoke a whole lot of stuff. I don't know what he said, nor does anyone else, but it sounded impressive. So we're going to go and do the last bit again. Yeah. It's the only bit we stuffed up. Excuse me.
Persecution generally without death, without too much beating of Jews from the day Hitler came to power till the 9th of November 1938. And on that day in Paris, a long way away, a poor old Jew, poor young Jew, married shot and killed a German diplomat, and that sent the Nazis off. This poor Jew called Herschel Greenspan actually assassinated a third-rank German diplomat in the German embassy of Paris, and the Nazis went wild. They torched, just set fire every synagogue in Germany, and they arrested all the adult males and brought them into two camps, one Dachau, which everybody knows about, and the other one is this one, Sachsenhausen camp, near the city of Oranienburg, near the big city of Berlin. They had their heads shaven, they had the striped uniforms on, they were generally beaten in order to feel low, second-class, third-class people, like the whites did to the Aborigines. And there it says on the gate, very clear German, Arbeit macht frei, meaning work gives you freedom. That terrific German sort of cynicism, because once you got in there, you weren't certainly made for freedom.
The death of someone close to you make you feel helpless, not a thing you can do. You're left with the memories which you'll treasure forever, of times you've spent and places together. You're left with the pain, the loss and grief. You look to your soul to seek your relief. Then you ask God the question why someone so endeared had to die.
Von der Vielfalt der Klänge, die auf diesem wunderschönen Instrument, für uns alle neuen Instrument, hervorgebracht werden können. Es ist ganz wunderbar und es stellt sich für uns die Landschaft her. Wir glauben das. Ich finde es ganz wunderbar. Die Probe ist hervorragend gegangen, vor allen Dingen durch dieses farblich uns bereichernde Instrument und vor allen Dingen durch diesen lieben Kollegen. Und wir haben versucht, die Grundlage zu geben, auf der dieses Instrument wirken kann. Und besonders beeindruckt hat uns auch die Komposition von Herrn Dreifuß, der ja in für uns, glaube ich, idealerweise die Landschaft Australiens beschrieben hat.
Also wir spielen sonst klassisches Bläserquintett und wir sind begeistert davon, dass wir jetzt mal ein Stück haben mit einem ganz anderen Instrument. Und mich besonders hat fasziniert diese permanente Atmung bei unserem Solisten. Also das ist enorm. Der spielt ja bald 5 Minuten hintereinander mit, ohne abzusetzen. Wenn ich das könnte, dann wäre ich froh. Aber ich kann es nicht.
I went to the library, got as much information, books as I could about Aboriginal music, and in the end decided really not to use any of the material I read, but to make it into a friendship piece. The idea was, in my opinion, how to maximise the situation, was that each should be playing their own music without insulting each other, meaning that the bassoon, the French horn, the wind quintet shouldn't be imitating Aboriginal music, shouldn't be telling the legend, pinching a legend from Aborigines and making a tone poem out of it. No, they should be playing their own music, and the Aborigine playing the didgeridoo should be playing his own music, and simultaneously would be an act of friendship.
It's hard for a white fella to understand the love we have for the land. It was given for all to share. You can't buy the trees, the river, the air. That is why it really hurts when people say we own this dirt. From beach gold to desert red, I think of the sand and bow my head. You don't mind if it's being used, but most of the time it's been abused. It was once a sight, a beautiful place. May I tell you, for all it's worth, me and my people are one with the earth.
Somebody like myself, I mean, I live in West Berlin. You don't hear it very often, so it's been something really worthwhile hearing it again. And I thought Walley played beautifully. I think he's a real virtuoso on the instrument.
Oh, I think it was fantastic. I've lived in Australia for 12 years during the war. I was a refugee from Hitler. But I've never heard a didgeridoo all the years in Australia. So now I live in Berlin, and I was very, very happy. It's a most interesting instrument. And I think the performer did his job excellently. I liked it very much.
He was telling me a moment ago he'd learned it outside of any traditional area, and so he's picked up from all over the place different techniques and put them all together. So it's quite a different art of playing, I think, in the way he plays. And certainly in that piece of music tonight, I mean, he brought out all different sorts of aspects of the instrument, which you wouldn't hear at one time in Australia, I don't think.
Das war ein sehr, sehr interessantes Konzert. Ich hatte auch noch nie dieses Didgeridoo gehört. Das war wirklich das erste Mal. Und ich kann ihn nur bewundern, wie er diesem Instrument so unterschiedliche Klänge entlockt. Und wir haben ja vorhin gesehen, dass der Fagottspieler von uns versucht hat, auch ein paar Klänge aus diesem Didgeridoo zu entlocken. Aber es klingt einfach nicht so gut. Er kann es einfach nicht so gut.
I think it was, of course, terribly exciting because it was so far away from home. And that really made it exciting. Hearing the didgeridoo in a strange environment, overlooking the Linden Opera where Strauss conducted. Suddenly to hear this didgeridoo, I thought was just tremendous. For my big concert tonight with Richard Walley playing the Didgeridoo. And this poster's up on every one of these Litfaßsäulen and these sort of pillars all over Wuppertal. So all of Wuppertal, all of the Bergische Land are going to turn up for Richard Walley's concert tonight.
When I first went to school, I was told I'm as dumb as you get. For you see, the bush kid me couldn't relate to the alphabet. I would sometimes turn out late. I was called a total fool because I couldn't tell the time to save my life, a black kid in an all-white school. Wherever I am in any place, what I'd like to do is make a special effort to do shows for children. And if I have to do an extra performance or go out of my way or go late for rehearsals or late for whatever it may be, I'll make sure that the children is the first priority as far as I'm concerned anywhere in the world. When they remember things that happened during their school times, and they take this for the rest of their life. It's a little learning thing that's very, very rewarding, whereas adults seem to take it as something entertaining or something that's novel, or just fob it off as something else they've seen in the world. And so I thoroughly enjoy working with children. I'd rather work with children than adults. But basically children are the same all over the world, and I think we'd be better off if children governed the place and the adults went to school.
Schön? They enjoyed it.
Dankeschön.
Okay, thanks. Thank you. Music is the only thing that can bridge gaps between cultures, between races, between nations. And therefore, I think this could help promote the image of Australia, for Aborigines to be the carriers of Australian art, of Australian culture to Europe. Otherwise, the image of Australian culture here is more that of an imitation European American culture.
I wish you black, so you know how different it is to be white. I wish you life to the fullest.